Howdy all, Mojang Lives. I think it's time to play a little Better Than Wolves. Alright, so I'm going to continue my attempt to bridge out here. Bridge, path out here, I guess is more accurate. Cacti right my way. That's a weird little green patch there. I don't want to go that way. I'm gonna go this way. I might just dig through the mountains over here. Yeah, it's pretty early. Work is slow today again. Holidays, man. Everyone thinks they can be a slacker. Tell them to get to work. Problem is that it doesn't stop the amount of work we have to do. It just means it'll take us longer throughout the week to get it done. And I don't like that part. I like to get my stuff done ASAP. That way I got more time to do nothing at the end of the week. I do like to do nothing. Man, I spent so many hours. I got this new game, Song of Six, and it's a colony sim, and I don't quite understand it yet. Still trying to figure it out. And but it involves building and then letting your workers, or no, it involves indicating where you want to build and then letting your workers do the work. And so some of it, some of it I get, but I'm a little unclear as to how to get metal at the moment. And all the next projects take metal, so there's been a lot of sitting around waiting for my villagers to go out to the area where there's metal, but they're not going. So I don't know if it's too far. It's a very early access game, so I feel like I'm not understanding the UI or something. I don't know where to get the information I need to tell me what's wrong. There's like little error indicators, but they don't tell you anything other than there's an error. So I'm like, oh, well, good. There's an error on the building this building, but you don't tell me what it is. I guess if I mouse over it, it does tell me that I'm missing like metal or furniture or something. But I got the furniture problem taken care of. It's just getting the metal. Well, we have come to a tiny little swamp here in the middle of the desert. Can't reach that one. Yep. Did not find... Ooh, did find some clay. Did not find a pyramid so far. Dang tree. It's not gonna work. Dang tree thinking it's okay to grow right in my path. Do you know I'm trying to get through here? You know I was coming this way? So much clay out here where I haven't been. Nope, that's gravel. I mean, gravel's fine for a path. But yeah, I spent a lot of time playing that, and which meant I did very, very little other than that during my free time. I was last weekend, of course, I was hitting. Oh no. Well, this is a conundrum. We appear to have an ocean issue. Do I go left or right? Let's go left, I guess. But I was playing a lot of Cyberpunk, and I just couldn't find the time to do it. Like the one day I could have, but I was playing that other song. You know what it was? It was we had Christmas this week, right? And so I got Steam gift cards, and I bought a few things. That Song of Six was one of them. And then, it's time with the family because it's a holiday, and they had the new Pixar movie came out, and I realized I hadn't seen a whole bunch of Pixar movies, and so we were watching some of those. Not all of them. My sister refuses to watch some of them, so oh no, I guess that was fine with the slab there. She gets freaked out by the Toy Story movies for some reason. And calls them disgusting. I mean, I know they're a bit horror movie-esque at points, but they're not that bad. That is a jungle. I can't path into jungle. I'm gonna go around this little sandhill though and take a look here, because we might have to go back and go the other way. Yeah, this doesn't go anywhere. Nope. I can't go in the jungle. And then my nephew, I got him the D&D starter kit. So we played that a couple of days. We use that to point the way home. So that ate up some time. If you've never played D&D, it is not a short process. And so we spend a lot of time playing through that. Not playing through it, but playing it. Yeah, you don't play through it that quickly. In fact, I have actually played through. Oh no. How close are we to my previous? I don't think we are. All right, let's. I guess let's put a little. Oh, fell right off. I kind of like being able to see out, right? So I thought I'd try and build a little, since I didn't bring any slime with me. Oh no. There's not enough room in here for being able to see out. I see you down there. Actually, you can't be here. Sorry. You have to be there. I do not see a temple or a pyramid or anything like that. And it just looks like this ends. It's just ocean out through here. I don't know. We'll continue back around that way, see if there's a path around, I guess. I'm going to have to wait for it to be daytime. So I'll be back when it's daytime. I guess I'll finish my little story here and then we'll do the time skip. But yeah, I've played through the starter campaign before a couple of times, and we use the pre-made characters, and they are not as well made as characters that I make, and so the game starts out with a goblin ambush, and then it goes from there. You can go to a cave full of goblins, and then you go to town. And so when I played it the first time with my own characters that I made and someone else DMing, we killed the ambush, and then we went and we killed the goblins in the cave, and then we went back to town, and then I ran a game, and they killed the goblins in the ambush, and then they killed the goblins in the cave, and then they went to town. We struggled to kill the goblins in the ambush, struggled to kill the goblins at the entrance to the cave. We didn't even make it in the cave. And then we had to go back to town because one of us was unconscious. So we haven't even got we haven't even got to the initial town yet. That's how bad we were doing. All right, so I'll be back in a few minutes then when it gets daytime. Yeah, it's a good thing that I didn't walk away and leave this running. Dang slime came out and started attacking me through the corners. I appreciate that. And a spider jumped on my head. Well, it didn't jump on my head. It tried to jump on my head. That's why I've got this little hidey hole. I don't know if it's... Is it sunny enough for the squids to go away? It looked like they dove down. I mean, that's the thing stopping me right now. Trust them squids. I see you. Oop. I don't want to be up this high. It's too high. This is probably good. Oh man. I'm running out of supplies here. Gonna have to go home. But yeah, so with all that family interaction, I didn't get a lot of chance to play this weekend. I have to do this from the top, figure out where this is going to end up. I think everything's just one block higher, right? Well, not that guy. What? Oh, I must have put a slab there. I was like, I didn't put stairs down. Why is this breaking? Oh, right. Slabs, man. Listen, slabs. I like you guys, but I'm trying to do something here. There we go. What are you doing, Spider? I think this is just going to end in the ocean. Yep, ocean. Well, I guess that's as far as I can go this way. We'll have to go pick a different direction. Although it, I used up like all my cobblestone. I'm gonna have to go back and see how much cobblestone I got back at base at some point here too. All right, so this way was a bust. I think I started to go the other way. Whoop. At some point, I don't remember. Maybe not. I know the path, not this path, but the other path goes out through to a forest. But then I'll bet the forest goes in jungle, because everything goes into jungle on here for me. Jungle, jungle. Last night we one of the things I had got for Christmas that I purchased with my Steam gift cards. One of my friends was like, "Man, we haven't MMO'd in a long time." I'm like, "Yeah, I've been wanting to get into one again, not heavily, but a little bit, anyways." And so he said he wanted to MMO, and I was like, "All right, how about How about we try out Final Fantasy 14? It keeps getting high marks as an MMO, and I haven't played it yet, and it is. I mean, it's Final Fantasy, and I've played like almost all the other Final Fantasy games, and so I kind of want to try that one. And so last night we got on there and played that for a couple hours. It's pretty fun so far. I haven't got anything amazing yet. I haven't even made it really out of the first town. There's so much to do in that first town, and so I've just been going from quest to quest to quest to quest. And you don't start in the same town. Where you start depends on your um, class. And so my class, all of our classes that we chose to start with, started in a different town. So I don't even know where we're at because I don't know what the world looks like. I didn't look anything up. I'm I'm just playing, and so that's not true. We did look up what classes we needed to take to get to the class that we wanted. It's common in MMOs to oh, I think I went the wrong way. No, I'm just not there yet. Never mind. It's pretty common in MMOs that I've played that don't mind if I do take some free leather. Uh, that there's a starter class, and then as you progress through the game, the um, starter class evolves into a higher or a more refined class. So like, I want to play a summoner. It's my favorite type of character to play. You summon monsters, they fight. I've played a few different styles of it in various games. My favorite has always been in Final Fantasy. Nope. EverQuest 1 and 2. All right, let's see where this goes this way. This is one of those things where I need to put down my little arrow, right? So I know that this way is home. And it was an elemental summoner, and so you summon like creatures of fire, creatures of earth, creatures of ice, creatures of wind, and um, they each were different, and that's what I really like about those summoner classes is they're often more of a jack of all trades kind of summoner, caster, player. uh, Man, so much all the all the leathers today just hanging around for me. Okay, so this one I guess didn't end in oh, dude, I totally tried to live here, apparently, at one point. Must have been dark. I must not have any torches. What is going on down here? Can't tell through. Oh, there's a wolf. Hey, Wolfie. I think I should just do this. Will I just stay on the ice like that? Apparently. Oh, there's a dang tree in my way. This is the problem with trying to go through the forest. Dang old tree. Look, and even if I go this way, it's gonna be another tree in my way. That's okay, at least this one's on land. So yeah, so we did play through that a little bit. Oh yeah, summoners, right? I was talking about summoners. So one of the classes in Final Fantasy is a summoner, and so of course I wanted to play that. Um, it's different in Final Fantasy though. Oh geez, I'm not ready for it to be dark. Oh, I should have gone the other way with this, I guess. This is where I set the forest on fire, right? Yeah, I was expecting that, guys. I should have made this wider so things couldn't get me through the corners. I did not, though. So, anyways, I'll finish talking about my little summoner thing here, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, summoners in Final Fantasy summon monsters, and so right now I summon this little three-tailed Pikachu fox-looking thing called a carbuncle, um, and I don't know. I don't know how many things you get to summon in Final Fantasy, but it seems fun so far. Um, it's no EverQuest. Nothing's ever been as good as EverQuest 2. Uh, this did not catch on fire like I thought it was going to. EverQuest 2 is my favorite MMO of all time. Although I will say that the early years of it were better than the later years of it. Not that I didn't enjoy the later years of it, but there was a sweet spot in there about 6 months after it first came out where I thought it was just about perfect. And uh, it's a weird story. I guess we got time. We'll do a quick version of the story. So EverQuest came out, and the people who made EverQuest wanted the game to be hard. And so EverQuest 1 was quite difficult when it first came out. And by that, I mean, like, you had to grind and grind and grind to get your levels. And that was their idea of hard. Um, I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't want to go up through my levels too fast, but I also don't want to have to spend like 72 hours to go up one level, you know? And so eventually the game changed as things went along, and the people who made EverQuest, like, you know, software like that, there'll be the people who programmed it, and then once they're done programming it, then a lot of times a different group of people maintain it. And so the group of people who programmed it, then once that project was done, moved on to make World of Warcraft. And World of Warcraft is kind of the opposite of that. And so it was a much easier to play game, I guess. I didn't play it a whole lot, but it did seem a lot easier than what I was used to. And so EverQuest 2 comes along, and EverQuest 2 was a much improved play style and level uh, difficulty, I felt, over the initial EverQuest 1. It was akin to the end of my playing of EverQuest 1. Um, difficult, but not so difficult I didn't want to play. Just that right sweet spot of difficult that I liked. And so, uh, but when it came out, they had balancing issues between the different classes, and so the summoner class was broken when it first came out, and none of the summons were worth summoning except the Earth summons, and that thing was like almost invincible. It like was just insane, and I said that it was broken, and when it came out, and I'm like, yeah, this shouldn't be like this. And so about 6 months in, they patched a bunch of stuff, some crafting stuff, and the I don't know, like I think paladins could become invincible for like whole minutes at a time, and they patched that down, and um, but they fixed the pets in the summoners, and so it then became, you know, the jack of all trades that I like. You need a caster, you summon the fire pet. You need a some fire pet was like AOE magic damage, and the wind pet was melee single target damage, and the water pet was a healer, um, and then the earth pet was a tank. And so it was supposed to do low DPS, but when it first came out, it was high DPS with almost unbreakable taunt. So once something targeted it, it couldn't untarget it, and which is what made it broken, because then the caster could just sit there and hit everything with his biggest spells without having to worry about it. But anyways, as the years went on, they made the game easier and easier and easier to match up to. I called it the WoWification, uh, because it just seemed like they were copying what was going on in WoW, trying to make the game as popular as World of Warcraft, which I can understand wanting to do that, but the problem is that World of Warcraft had like a name recognition because of the massive Warcraft player base that existed at the time, who moved into the MMO, whereas EverQuest didn't have that, and was never going to. So, um, yeah, I really like that game. I really like playing a summoner, and it's hard to find a game that does a summoner well. Even like D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, right? They finally have a class that feels like a summoner to me, that I'm excited to try out once my uh, other DM gets around to starting his campaign, uh, and I've been waiting for that to happen. I tried to play summoner once in D&D, and I just don't like the. They have some new spells that might make it better, but there were weird spells like to summon. Just this is real quick, and then I'll end it. But to summon a demon, to summon a demon in D&D before the new sets of spells was like 6 seconds, which is one turn. To summon an elemental was a minute. That's 10 turns. Uh, you could summon a whole bunch of zombies in one turn, but you couldn't summon an elemental unless you spent a whole minute doing it. So you couldn't summon them in combat, basically. And I'm just like, this is so weird, because they have the same attacks and hit points and everything as some of the demons and stuff, but they almost do less half the time. And they only last an hour, so I don't understand why it takes a minute to summon them. It's ridiculous. But yep. So I'm excited to try the Wildfire Druid, which I played a little bit of and seems like a summoner. But they only have one pet they summon, which is a fire pet. But it does feel like a summoner class, more so than a wizard who spends a minute summoning an elemental that's going to leave in an hour. All right, with that, be better than the small things, lead in the light, and I will talk to you later.